Since the early morning hours of June 1st, Kentucky State Police investigators have been reviewing more than 100 pieces of evidence in the shooting death of David McAtee.
I promised when we started this that we would have an independent investigation and that we would provide the truth, and that as evidence came out, we would provide it.
The shooting happened outside of McAtee's barbecue restaurant at the corner of 26th and Broadway when the National Guard and Louisville Metro Police were breaking up a crowd. It was just after midnight when the city's curfew was still in effect. Responding officers say McAtee fired at them and they shot back. Justice and Public Safety Cabinet Secretary J. Michael Brown says gunshot residue was found on McAtee that is consistent with firing a gun.
So I can't absolutely say that those particles came from a particular shot, but clearly Mr. McAtee had gunshot residue on his person.
Investigators also found 2 shell casings on the ground outside McAtee's barbecue stand. The KSP Crime Lab determined they came from this gun found on the ground inside McAtee's doorway. The same gun investigators believe McAtee had on him in this surveillance picture. As for the bullet that killed McAtee, Brown says fragments recovered from his body had green paint on them, which matched military-grade ammunition.
This was the ammunition that our military carries overseas, and in fact that the National Guard was carrying that night.
2 guardsmen fired shots that night, but due to the condition of the bullet fragments, investigators can't determine which rifle it came from. Brown did say the evidence collected so far supports the claim that McAtee fired first.
I believe Mr. McAtee fired the first shot, paused, and came back up, as you've seen in another video, and fired again.
But a New York Times frame-by-frame review of video from that night has raised questions about the sequence of events. Now the FBI is stepping in to help KSP do its own review. It's unclear how long that review could take.